Days of Our Lives, Xander's vile betrayal, a kidnapping plot to silence Philip. Dear Days of Our Lives fans, the episode airing on June 17, 2025, unveiled a shocking turn in Salem that left us reeling with disbelief and dread. Philip Kyriakis, in an astonishing act of mercy, saved his brother Xander Kyriakis from the jaws of justice, only to face a treacherous stab in the back. Xander, driven by a twisted mix of guilt and greed, repaid Philip's kindness with a sinister plan to silence him permanently. After two failed murder attempts, first a brutal beating and then a near suffocation with a pillow in the hospital, Xander now plots a dirty, underhanded scheme to kidnap Philip and lock him away in a remote, secret location. For those of us who've watched these brothers' tumultuous journey, this episode was a gut-wrenching betrayal that plunged Salem into a dark abyss. Written in a clear, engaging tone, let's delve into this saga of vengeance and desperation. Xander's filthy plan takes root. Right from the start, Xander's mind turned to a despicable plot to bury the truth once and for all. With Philip's unexpected decision to shield him from prosecution, Xander saw an opportunity to erase the evidence of his crimes rather than embrace redemption. His plan was as dirty as they come: kidnap Philip, whisk him away to a hidden, far-off location, and keep him imprisoned to ensure his silence. The seeds of this vile scheme were sown the moment Philip opened his eyes in that hospital bed, catching Xander mid-attempt to smother him with a pillow. Instead of gratitude, Xander's heart hardened with fear that Philip might eventually crack under pressure and reveal the full extent of his brotherly betrayal. Xander's scheme began with meticulous preparation. He enlisted the help of a shady contact, a former prison mate with a knack for disappearing people, to scout a remote cabin deep in the woods of Oregon, miles from civilization. The location was chosen for its isolation: no neighbors, no cell service, just a desolate shack where Philip could be held without a trace. Xander planned to drug Philip, smuggle him out of Salem under the cover of night, and lock him in a reinforced cellar, far from the reach of family or law enforcement. This wasn't just a precaution, it was a calculated move to cover up his two botched murder attempts and secure his freedom at Philip's expense. Philip's shocking mercy. The episode opened with a dramatic scene at University Hospital where Philip Kyriakis, played with quiet intensity by Jean-Paul Lavoisier, awoke from his coma, startling his brother Xander Kyriakis Paul Telfer. The tension was palpable as Xander stood over Philip's bed, pillow in hand, poised to finish what he started a brutal beating that had left Philip fighting for his life. But Philip's eyes fluttered open, locking onto Xander's guilty gaze, freezing the moment in a tableau of betrayal. For viewers who followed their rocky relationship, this was a heart-stopping twist, a brotherly bond shattered by violence. Incredibly, Philip chose mercy over vengeance. When Jada Hunter and Kate Roberts pressed him about the attack, Philip, his voice weak but firm, lied to protect Xander. It wasn't him, he insisted, stunning Kate and Sarah Horton, who knew Xander's guilt. Kate, portrayed with fierce maternal fire by Lauren Koslow, was beside herself, having caught a distracted police officer at the coffee station instead of guarding Philip's room. Her suspicions of foul play led her to Jada, but Philip's denial threw everyone into chaos. Sarah, torn by her own history with Xander, watched in confusion as Philip wove a tale of an unknown assailant, sparing his brother from the gallows. This act of forgiveness was a lifeline for Xander, who had expected Philip to condemn him to Statesville prison. Xander's relief was short-lived, however, as fear crept in. He slinked away before Jada could question him, his mind already racing with plans to eliminate the risk Philip posed. For longtime fans, Philip's decision echoed the complex loyalties of the Kyriakis family, but it also set the stage for Xander's ruthless retaliation. The price of silence. Philip's lie came with a steep price, one that hinted at a power play within the Kyriakis dynasty. While Kate breathed a sigh of relief at Philip's recovery, Xander braced for the fallout. Philip's silence might not be free remorse swirled that he could demand full control of Titan Demera as compensation, leveraging his brother's guilt to reclaim his legacy. You owe me, Xander, Philip might have whispered, his eyes hinting at a strategic mind honed by years of family intrigue. This potential demand fueled Xander's paranoia, pushing him to consider drastic measures to avoid losing everything. Belle Black, as district attorney, confronted Philip, her frustration boiling over. "Why are you lying for him?" she demanded, suspecting Xander's threat loomed large. Philip stood firm, insisting Xander was innocent, though his motivus guilt, altruism, or self-interest remained murky. Both men, sons of the cunning Victor Kiriakis, carried the family's treacherous genes, making their dynamic a volatile mix of loyalty and manipulation. Kate, however, was determined to see Xander behind bars, hinting that Philip's injuries or memory might be compromised, but Philip's resolve left her powerless. From brotherhood to betrayal. The backstory of Xander and Philip's relationship added depth to this drama. Once they were brothers in arms, bonding over shared victories against rivals like Kristen DeMera, their high fives a symbol of unity. But the forged letter scandal, orchestrated by Philip with Vivian Alamain's help, shattered that trust. Xander's rage erupted when he learned Philip had used the fake document to steal half of Titan, leading to a savage beating in a hotel room, a crime of passion mitigated by his emotional turmoil. Sarah's decision to cover for Philip, lying to Xander, deepened the wound, leaving him feeling like a fool who'd loved a mirage of brotherhood. Xander's second attempt, the pillow incident, was premeditated, a cold calculation to silence Philip after drugging the guard. Caleb Brady had warned him about his anger issues, but his actions spoke of a man cornered, willing to kill to protect his freedom. Philip's awakening thwarted that plan, yet his mercy only stoked Xander's fear. The betrayal stung deeper than the physical blow. Xander felt Philip's lie was a manipulation, a tool to control him rather than forgive him. Xander's sinister kidnapping plot. With Philip's Lee securing his temporary safety, Xander's dirty plan gained momentum. The Oregon cabin was stocked with supply eskins, a padlock, and a sedative to keep Philip compliant. Xander envisioned a scenario where Philip's disappearance would be blamed on the mysterious attacker from his fabricated story. He'd spread rumors of Philip leaving Salem voluntarily, buying time to solidify his grip on Titan. The plan's audacity was matched by its cruelty. Locking Philip in a damp cellar, isolated from rescue, was a fate worse than prison for the proud Kiriakis heir. Xander's contact, a burly ex-con named Rick, was tasked with the abduction. On a quiet night, they planned to ambush Philip outside the hospital, using a van with tinted windows to spirit him away. Xander rehearsed his alibi, claiming Philip had gone on a retreat to recover, while Rick ensured the cabin's secrecy with threats to anyone who might stumble upon it. This wasn't just about silent sight, it was about erasing Philip, a permanent solution to Xander's mounting paranoia. A glimmer of hope or deeper deceit. Despite the darkness, a flicker of hope lingered. Sources suggested Philip might work to mend their bond, helping Xander reconcile with Sarah and reclaim their family. But Xander's kidnapping plot cast doubt on this possibility. Cold, he abandoned his vengeance for brotherhood. Philip's motives, whether guilt-driven or self-serving, remained unclear, adding layers to his character. Kate's push for Xander's arrest clashed with Philip's protection, setting up a family showdown that could either heal or destroy the Kiriakis legacy. Salem's tense future. As the episode closed, Salem teetered on the edge of chaos. Would Xander's kidnapping succeed, or would Philip's resilience foil the plan? Could Sarah and Kate uncover the truth, or would Xander's cunning prevail? The stakes were sky-high, with Titan's future and the brothers' lives hanging in the balance. For viewers over 65, this drama echoed past family feuds, stirring memories of loyalty tested by greed and love strained by betrayal. What did you think of this shocking episode? Were you stunned by Philip's mercy? Did Xander's kidnapping plot horrify you? And do you hope for reconciliation or justice? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear how this twisted tale touched your heart. As Days of Our Lives unfolds, Salem remains a cauldron of secrets where every act of kindness can ignite a firestorm of revenge.